So it's your first E3. What do you think of it so far?
I love it. It's great. It's there's a lot going on here.
What's your favorite thing you've seen so far on the show floor?
The Women in Gaming panel.
It was the best thing today, wasn't it?
It was the best thing today. It was my favorite thing today. It's just great to be in the same room with all the with Jen and Ashley. Like, we never get to hang out.
So where do you draw your inspiration from when you're voicing these characters, like Fem Chef, for example? Probably what you're best known for.
The writers. I get my inspiration from the writing. It all comes out of the writing. Without writers, we don't have anything. We wouldn't be standing here because we wouldn't have this industry. It all starts in the writing.
And have you ever done motion capture before?
I love mocap. I've done several mocap gigs, and it's my favorite thing. To me, to be able to bring the entirety of a character to life is phenomenal.
A lot of times now they're doing mocap while they're actually recording your voice. So you're acting out scenes at the same time you're recording VO. What do you think about that?
That's mostly what I have been doing, is the entirety of performance capture. I did that on Knack. I did it on God of War Ascension. I did it on Halo 4. A couple of other things too that I can't mention. But yes.
Now, sometimes they have you in a single VO booth with a voice director, obviously making you read your lines, but sometimes they put you in a group environment. Like, what do you prefer to work in, and what's easier to work in?
It's extremely rare to be able to work in a group. Next to mocap, performance capture, it's my favorite thing, because then you get the sum is definitely, or the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, big time. When that happens, there's an extra energy. Like, I can imagine what someone's going to say or what a certain actor's going to sound like in a certain role, but there's just an extra magic that happens when they're actually in the room.
Video games are starting to evolve tremendously in this world nowadays, where now they're becoming not only a form of entertainment, but a form of story. Now, how do you feel about that?
I think that's their destiny. I've always said, film and games are going like this. They're on a trajectory to meet, and that's what's happening. And I think the potential of games is phenomenal because it is interactive, because people invest so much in it. You spend 2 hours in a movie, you spend countless hours in a game, and the potential for what that can do on so many levels is phenomenal.
What's the hardest thing about creating a voice for a video game character?
The hardest thing, I don't know, I just always sort of keep working every single moment of every session to try to get as close as I can to the writer's original intent and to what the director is envisioning and to what's going to land just right for the people playing, I think that's what matters. And the hardest thing is when you're in a vacuum and you don't have all the details you need to make it right.
Now, here comes a cliche question. Your character has become an icon. Your character, Fem Chef, will be alive forever. And how does that make you feel?
I'm super proud of that. I think that's incredible. And also, I'm only part of that team. I am a small part of that team, because that's a bunch of writers and designers and people who execute all that stuff that really made that happen. And it's all the fans that made Fem Chef get on the box for 3. Thank you. And that's one of my favorite things ever.
Anything you're working on next gen you can talk about?
Let's see, Fuse just came out, Bioshock came out, can't mention that, Knack is coming out, I can't say what I'm doing in it, but Knack is coming out, I'm in that, and that's all I can talk about without having to kill you.
What are you looking forward to next year at E3?
Being here, this is cool, it's the first time I've been asked. It was cool to come. I was a little nervous because I'm an outside person, but it's amazing. The brains here and the creativity here, and it's incredible. It's a great industry. It's I feel so lucky to be involved at this point in time in this industry, because we're on the front of the wave.